What up, Hyperchange? Welcome to another episode. Today we're doing a live stream for Elon Musk Day. It's unofficially Elon Musk Day today. For those who don't know, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. So thought I would go live, talk to you about why I'm celebrating this, why I thought this was a really cool initiative. One of my good friends in the Tesla community, Anwar Beck, hit me up a couple weeks ago, and Eli Burton, Starman, and they were like, yo, we're going to do this thing called Elon Musk Day on 420. We're going to come out with all these articles. Some Tesla tubers are going to make videos about it. And I was like, wow, I feel like we totally need an Elon Musk Day. And 420 has a special place in Tesla culture because of the whole, Tesla was going to get bought out for 420. That crumbled. And then so after all of that, it's been sort of like a special number in Tesla culture. And so the Tesla community, like behind the scenes, Anwar Beck, Eli Burton, and Saf from the third row decided to set up this Elon Musk Day. So I kind of wanted to go live, just tell you why I'm celebrating it and why I think this is awesome, and kind of just take a moment to like hang out with the community because I think this is like Elon Musk is a really special person. And yeah, so I figure I'll just tell you my story of how I got involved in the Teslaverse and Elon Musk world way back when I think it was like my freshman year of high school, there was a debate prompt. I was on the debate team, and the prompt was, how do you solve the climate crisis? What's your plan in a mix of like policy and strategy? And you had to present your case. That was the topic for the year. I was super into sustainability and just this idea that like it was called global warming was the catchphrase back then. And so I came up with this whole plan with my partner AJ about like we were going to set up these massive tubes and genetically engineer algae to like create a bunch of oil. And like this is when biofuel was big. Ironic that we're talking about this as oil price is crumbling right now. I'll get to that later. But and the whole point was like, we're gonna have these massive tubes of algae in the desert that are gonna be growing, that are genetically engineered to produce way more algae, to produce way more oil than normal algae, and then we'll use that algae oil as biofuel, and then that'll be how we get off the fossil fuel system. That's how we start to get, our cars running on something renewable. And then around that time, Tesla was launching the Tesla Roadster. A mentor of mine in Stock Club had gotten a test drive in the Tesla Roadster and told us about it, and actually gave me a Tesla hat, which I still have, and was like, this company came out with an electric car. And then so I Googled it and I quickly found Elon Musk and Tesla's master plan, which was, okay, we're going to come out with this extremely high priced sports car. Then we're going to come out with, a little higher price luxury sedan, or lower price, but still, premium luxury sedan. Then we're going to come out with this mass market car, step by step, bring this technology down, bring the price down, change the world. And I was like, wow, not only did Elon Musk come up with a way that was 10 times better than algae in the desert to solve this, but like he's doing it by building really cool, sexy cars. Like this is a sexy, fun business to be involved in. And that was like 2008, 2009. And then ever since then, like I've just been hooked on Tesla. And I think this is a big thing about, Tesla and Elon Musk Day, as much as I get so much hate from like my families and people all around of like, oh, you love Elon Musk. Like you're such an Elon Musk fanboy and like you love everything that Elon Musk does. Sure, you can say that all you want, but the truth is, I love what Elon Musk has accomplished, what he's doing, the actual initiatives that he's pushing. Like that's what has turned me into a fanboy. It was me being like, we need to solve this climate crisis. Nobody's doing anything about it. And then Elon Musk has this business plan. What's been unbelievable is why he's been, every day that goes forward, in the past 10 or 11 years since I found out about Tesla and have followed this, like Tesla's Model 3 was called Project Blue Star. Their cheap, affordable mass market car, like it didn't exist. Nobody saw it, didn't even have a real name. This is even before they tried to call it the Model E, and then it went to the Model 3. And just, to see Tesla like have this vision to bring the price of the technology down. And now I walk around on the streets of New York City, Seattle, San Francisco, anywhere in the world I go, and I see that Model 3 in person. Like that to me is one of the most, like every time I see a Tesla on the road, it still gives me like this feeling of like fluttering in my heart of like, this was a spreadsheet, like business model in 2008 that literally was just this dream to transition the world off of fossil fuels, like one in a gazillion chance of winning. Every business school professor, every single person you talk to said this was going to fail. And now you fast forward and it's been accomplished. It's changed the industry. We've done this reversal from every car company saying, no, electric cars are a joke, they're a toy for rich people, towards this is inevitably the future. Like Elon Musk has single-handedly transformed the trajectory of the automotive industry, has the pace of innovation in the entire industry is accelerated like crazy. Everybody's doing electric, everybody's doing autonomous now, everybody's racing to copy Tesla. The customer experience is way better. The emissions of the automotive and transportation industry, the trajectory of that output of emissions are dropping way faster than we ever could have imagined. I feel like I'm living at this time, which is so interesting, of like, we have this chance to really sort of like mitigate the long-term effects, almost like flattening the curve, but of climate change. What we do now has such a big impact on the decades to come. And I think so many young people who watch Hyperchange and myself like identify with like, we need to do this now. Greta Thunberg, she's controversial, but I really appreciate her, push for urgency to solve this climate crisis. And so, Tesla in many ways is going to go down as one of the most important companies in the history of humanity in my mind, because it has successfully changed the trajectory of, the climate change emissions of humanity. And that's incredible. And literally one guy's crazy vision did it. So this is my like long-winded rant of just saying like just what Tesla has accomplished from a business perspective, from a change the world for the better perspective, while also turning it into these like sexy products, like just so inspiring. And it shows that you can use business and capitalism as a method for change. In many ways, it cements the fact that capitalism is a really powerful tool for change, and you can leverage the capital markets, you can leverage the banking system, you can leverage the internet to launch a product and to invest in it and to change a whole industry. And so what Tesla's doing, I think, is incredible. And so then you think about Elon Musk, he's building Tesla against all odds, simultaneously building SpaceX, the space company. I mean, we're going to be multiplanetary. I think when people look back at like these humans who really changed the course of history, like Einstein, Vanderbilt, you have like the scientists, these business magnates, and these are kind of two categories of person that contributes to society. And when I think about it, what Elon Musk is really so special and unique, and why is because he's truly like both. He's that scientist and inventor. He's like, he comes up with an idea on his head, he designs it, he's a physicist. Like, I don't think, like, people call him a billionaire, they call him a businessman, entrepreneur. I really think Elon Musk is an inventor, like an engineer inventor. Like, that's what this guy is. And his inventions, he's had the unique ability in history, we've never seen anyone like this, with the ability to invent something and actually create it into a product that millions of people use in such a short period of time, even within his lifetime. To say like, okay, we can do a car that's electric. Not only can we come up with that technology, but we can scale that technology to a price point and make it a consumer product that millions of people will love. I mean, this seed of thought from breakthrough innovation towards actually creating a change in the world is an unbelievable time from idea to actual disruption that we've never ever seen. That's why I think Elon Musk is almost like, in many ways way more, it's like these Einstein people are cool, but like Elon Musk, the way he implements his ideas into society and actually makes them happen, I think is unbelievable. His tweet storm where he's like, yo, I want to dig a tunnel under LA because screw LA traffic, everybody who's been to LA knows that. And he like literally just tweets in the moment, like, why can't we build a tunnel? Like, we live 3Ds in cities, why don't we travel? Why aren't our travel systems 3D in cities? And now he's already started to build that. Whether it'll be successful, who knows? And that's another thing I love about Elon is like, he just, like this idea that like, even though it's not a good chance of success, but you're still going to do it. And those kind of projects, I think is a big different change in the mindset. And it's a very rare to see that type of entrepreneur. And I think now the pendulum's swinging to where everyone was being lazy, building software businesses, making podcasts. Nobody was actually doing the work and building things in America, except for really Elon Musk. And that's why we just saw Mark Andreessen, one of the most forward-thinking, awesome investors and venture capitalists of all time and entrepreneurs, actually built Netscape, come out with his It's Time to Build podcast, or It's Time to Build blog post, which I'm going to put out a video about, basically saying like interest rates are cheaper than ever. There's so much opportunity. There's so much technology out here. Like, let's build the great, the next great pieces of infrastructure for society. Like, let's get creative. Let's think about what do we want the next century to look like, because now we actually have the opportunity to design it and think about it and do it and build it. And so, I don't know. I think there's a lot of reasons why people get like down about society and things are bad. You don't like politics or the government or things aren't going your way. But then I also see the flip side of this of like, there's more opportunity than ever, and there's never been a better time to create a business. There's never been a better time to launch a technology and change the world. And Elon Musk, to me, like symbolizes all of that. Like, have a big idea, run with it. You can change the world. You can beat like every single odds. You can take down, the oil industry, which everyone thought was like the biggest cartel in the world. And now literally as I'm recording this on the first Elon Musk day, we're witnessing the implosion of the oil markets because of Elon, because of this amazing thing he started. So it's like, it's pretty incredible to me. And I think, I feel like super blessed just as someone in the community, like that this is all even happening now, like just my ability to cover Tesla, like to meet Elon Musk, to be like within a stone's throw of this company and analyzing it and sharing all of that with you. I'm super grateful and appreciative of all of that kind of stuff, because I think like it's really an honor to just be this close to what I think is the most exciting thing. Like when I think people say, when people look back at this time in history and what was done and what was important and who mattered and who changed the course of humanity. I see, like, when I think of it from a company perspective, I'm like Tesla, SpaceX, Boring Company, Neuralink. Like, these are going to be 4 companies that are truly going to permanently change humanity. And Elon Musk is like the guy behind all of them. Like, it's almost hard to wrap your head around how much more he's impacting humanity than everyone else. And it's unbelievable. And I think another big key thing about Elon Musk is he's super, like, one of the most important things. And shout out to my friend Viv, who retweeted that or tweeted this, and Elon replied to it about a week ago, basically saying his ability to attract top talent, engineers, entrepreneurs, is unparalleled. And that's really his thing, is he can inspire the smartest people in the world to work for him. Pete Bannon, designing chips at Apple, got bored. Elon Musk can get him excited about a new project that will change the world, autonomous driving trips. That's how he, poaches the top engineer in the world from chip engineer from Apple. Like, that's just one little example of Elon Musk gets the smartest engineers in the world working. Now Tesla, SpaceX, these are companies that employ tens of thousands of people in the US, super high paying, super high skilled jobs, bringing advanced manufacturing technology back to the US. Strategically, from a geopolitical, situation, I think Elon Musk has been the best thing to happen to the US in decades. I mean, bringing back super high paying, super forward thinking technology jobs to the country is another amazing thing that he's done. So, I had one more point too. I'm gonna take a break. Yeah, but I think it's pretty incredible. I just love this initiative of, like, stopping to take a moment and appreciate the positivity in the world. To me, is a really awesome part of Elon Musk Day, and that's why I wanted to, take part in it, is to be like, okay, there's so much bad going on, there's so much reasons to get down, but, like, let's just take a second to get pumped and talk about what's happening in the future. I just think that's kind of like the moment I want to take for Elon Musk Day, and I wanted to tell everyone, like, as much as Elon Musk companies are awesome to, like, follow because of what he's doing, I also think, like, for me personally, it's been a huge change in, my philosophy of, like, how can I create a business? Like, no industry is too big to tackle. Like, just because everyone says you can't do something because you can't start a YouTube show about stocks in your room that people will actually take seriously if you're just wearing a t-shirt and not a suit, who could do that? But, like, I don't know, Elon, like, my point is, he inspires you to think outside the box and think bigger about what's possible. And I actually think in the long run, this inspiration to that you can be better than what you thought you were, that, like, you have more potential than you realized. I think that is the kind of philosophy that Elon Musk brings to the world. And as much as his companies will change the world, his ability to inspire everyone else and all these engineers, all these young people, is actually just as much transformative for the world as, the companies he's actually building. And when I think about, like, I run around about SpaceX or Tesla, but, like, when I think about SpaceX, I mean, I just do not think people understand this. I think Third Row is a podcast coming out with Everyday Astronaut, where we really talk about this idea that by, 10 years from now, maybe we won't have the first person on Mars yet, but we're going to be damn close, and we're going to make huge progress. And this is going to be in the zeitgeist of, like, we are going to Mars. We're exploring, like, this massive, 30, 40-year dip in technology, this lull where we stopped exploring space, where we stopped advancing, where we stopped having a cause to rally humanity around to get bigger. We're getting out of that era. We're going to get back into this exciting new launching point of the space race, and I think there's no turning back. I think the cat's going to be out of the bag. We're going to be like Star Trek and Star Wars are kind of previews of our future in an exciting way. And this is, like, another thing that Elon Musk is building that I think is, like, so incredible and inspiring. And that actually reminds me, like, one of the biggest things I think separates Elon Musk from almost every other business person is his first principles thinking. This is one thing that I think there's so many, like, business philosophy books that will be written on these Elon Musk isms. So that's why they're so interesting to take in. And first principles thinking, every single thing Elon Musk does goes back to physics. Okay, why does this cost so much money? What materials in it? How much do those materials cost? How much of those materials do we need? So, this first principles physics approach is why he was able to make rockets reusable. It's why he was able to bring the cost of an electric car down to compete with the internal combustion engine. It's why he's gonna, this reinvention of what he's doing to electrify the boring machine and make that much cheaper to actually dig tunnels. This first principles thinking of physics and this engineering scientist mindset to come into the business world is extremely unique. I mean, I just, like, can't, like, when before I found Tesla and Elon Musk, like, I love investing, right? Like I'm a stock market nerd, Warren Buffett, like just studying business after business after business after business. And what I realize is like leadership is the most important asset or liability that any company will ever have. Is its leadership, is actually the person at the top of the company. You know, like that dictates almost the entire value of the company. And out of all the CEOs I met with, like my previous life before this, I was like managing money, investing in companies, meeting with all these, CEOs, trying to pitch me to buy their stock. And it's like none of them knows their business. They're all in it for the wrong reasons. They're all trying to BS you. Like Elon Musk is just such a breath of fresh air in the business world. Like he's straight to the point. He's no BS. He's not fancy. He just gets it done. And the level of excruciating detail this guy's knows into this business. This is why I personally am like, is there a 5% chance that this guy is a robot? Or an alien? Like, yeah, because the amount of detail he knows about every single piece of technology at every single one of his companies. I mean, I was at Tesla, like Autonomy Day, and the amount of level of detail this guy knows about the chip, about the sensor, like no matter what you ask him, like what happens if, snow comes on, covers one of the little cameras? Oh, we're gonna have a little laser beam come and wipe that off. We already patented that. The amount of a level of depth and detail and knowledge he has about his products and about the industry and about where it's all going is unparalleled. Like it's almost scary. Like he's a freak of nature. So it's pretty crazy. And I feel like, like some key insight of like third row and getting to meet him in person. It's funny because I think Elon's like this larger than life figure. He's such a polarizing person. You either love him or hate him. And but at the end of the day, he's just like a really nerdy, like kind of funny, like scientist who's just extremely smart and extremely nerdy. And when you actually see him in person, like he's a super nice, polite, friendly, like chill guy, like genuinely like lives up to actually what the hype is just as a person, which I thought like is really cool and doesn't get like read in between the line. Like I feel like that doesn't get enough plays. That Elon Musk genuinely is like this super. I feel like he's so down to earth. Like nobody is more down to earth than Elon Musk because he's so practical in the companies he's building in the future that he's setting us all up for. So do you guys have any questions? Or that's kind of my rant about, why I'm celebrating Elon Musk Day. I just think, why there's a lot of things to get sad about on the world, but there's not that many to get pumped and excited about. And, the whole Elon Musk philosophy, if you want to roll out of bed and think about what is the future exciting, does it get me out of bed to think about the future that we're building? And I literally cannot think of a CEO that's building a future that I'm excited about other than Elon Musk, with making life sustainable on Earth and just SpaceX. Like it's, I feel like it's so easy to make these comparisons of like Steve Jobs, the Vanderbilts, Rockefeller, but I really think what Elon Musk is doing will dwarf all of those people. And that's why when you're in the moment, it's very hard to appreciate what we're witnessing and how important this is in the overarching arc of humanity's, development. But I really think that we're witnessing an incredibly special explosion of new age technology that will propel us to being a sustainable species, to a multiplanetary species. Like these are really the sort of coming of age moments of humanity where we've mastered what we can do on Earth and we start expanding to other planets. I think this is like the most exciting moment to be a human. Like this is why Elon Musk's theory that we're all in a video game, this is a simulation. If you extrapolate technology, Ready Player One, we're only going to get better and better in 1,000 years. A video game will seem like real life. Are we living in a video game? And I always think like, man, if you could go back let's say they did make a video game about Earth and the world. If you could go back to one point, you would want to go back to like 20 years after the internet was created, right when there was all these old industries that were ripe to crumble. There was all these new technologies that had been discovered. All you had to do was just build companies, commercialize these technologies, change the world, set us up to become that multiplanetary species. Like this is the like 0 to 1 moment of humanity where we go to explore the stars, where we become like sort of, I don't know. It's just so exciting to be like, we're dumb monkeys on this rock. And now the monkeys are figuring out how to go to new rocks. Like this is the biggest moment, the biggest, technological achievement or feat that we've ever had. And so it's so exciting to be on the ground floor of it. And I think Elon Musk is only 48 right now. He's got decades to go. I think we're just scratching the surface of, this next crazy bull market and excitement and just amazing sort of like prospering of humanity, where we figure out how to do this energy system on Earth and we figure out how to go to space. And I think, these challenges that are bigger than all of us, that are bigger than one country, that are, exploring the stars, I think they could really have an opportunity to bring humanity together And that's what really I love about the Elon Musk Tesla thing. It's a positive reason to bring people together. Like there's so few things that do that. My favorite part about Hyperchange and all this, the amount of cool people that I've met and got to hang out with that are just like so gung-ho about the future, who are so into sustainability, whose heart's in it for the right reasons, who are pumped about it, who are doing all they can, who like Anwar Beck, who put, and Eli and Soph, who put in all the work to organize Elon Musk Day, make it a surprise, make it this awesome thing. They didn't get paid for it. They didn't, they're not making any money for doing it, but they do it because they love it. And so that's just sort of a common thread that I've seen throughout Tesla. Like when I go to the shareholder meeting, when I get to meet you people, the amazing comments that I get on these videos, like I just think it's all a symptom of this ecosystem that Elon Musk has created about positivity, about thinking about the future, about using technology, about getting excited, about being positive and optimistic and helping people. And those are all things that I think about when I think about Elon Musk Day, and we just don't have enough of them in the world. So anyway, that's my rant. We got 1,000 of you online right now. This is epic. Wishing you all the happiest Elon Musk Day. Celebrate, do what you got to do. I think it's incredibly ironic that the day that we launched this Elon Musk Day, oil is crumbling. This is the most symbolic moment in history right now, that we have like the oil market collapsing to zero, an unprecedented, unheard of collapse, because the economy is shutting down, because we're transitioning to electric on Elon Musk Day. I just think that's epic. No, it's Elon Musk Day. It's a Tesla community thing. It's not his birthday. But we're all celebrating. This is the first one. I hope it happens next year. I think it's trending on Twitter, so I'm going to tweet this. Hashtag Elon Musk Day, or Happy Elon Musk Day. Oh, Starship. I have so much SpaceX stuff in the works that I'm going to, I don't even want to get started on ranting about SpaceX because, Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Definitely celebrate Elon Musk Day. Live it up, be positive, have a bold idea. I would I don't know. I guess my last thing to end Elon Musk Day is like the way it personally impacted my life was like Hyperchange. Start Hyperchange, do your own thing, bet on yourself. And Elon Musk really inspired me to do that and show me what's possible. And so I think that for like internalizing what Elon's done and how you can make your own mini Elon Musk move in your life and be a savage and bet on yourself and change your own tiny little industry and just do something new, and because you believe it and because you think the world actually needs it. How many people do things and spend their whole life working in jobs that they wouldn't be proud of if they told their grandkids. They wouldn't be pumped about it. They're not going to be like, how many people working in banking and finance are like, when they're looking back on their life and like, I put together that big deal where that oil company got to drill a well and I made a bunch of money, or, I helped this client invest in this big fund and he made a bunch of money, or I don't know. I just think there's so many jobs in the world that are like meaningless and they don't actually contribute. They're not actually positive. That's not you. When you stop and think about it for 1 second, you're like, I don't even care about this. And I think too many people live their lives doing things like that. And so that's like one of my thing about big inspirations from Elon Musk is like, you can bet on yourself. You can be an entrepreneur. You can create the future you want to live in, and you can actually live your life and be, financially successful at the same time. And that to me is what's really exciting about the moment we live in. And like Elon Musk embodies that more than anyone else. I cannot wait to follow what he keeps doing. I literally think he has decades more of just unbelievable innovation, mind-blowing products, and we're all here to witness it. I'm going to be following on Hyperchange. So I don't know, just buckle in. Elon Musk Day, the first of many to come. I would be so pumped. So I hope this leaves you with a little bit of positivity, some optimism during these crazy times. I hope you guys are all staying safe, taking the precautions. I have my masks, and doing all that to stay safe, because I think we will get through this. And then we've got the awesome Elon Musk future to look forward to. Elon, if you're watching this, you're awesome. You're the man. Thank you so much for just putting humanity on your back, because we needed it. Anyway, peace out, yo. Have a good one.